If you use Claude for coding or you're using Claude in your CLI, then you know the problem that it keeps forgetting every time you create a new session. Let's say you coded something and you have a huge code base ready and you shut down your laptop or mistakenly close your editor, maybe VS Code, and you came back to the Claude and then Claude don't remember, and then it needs to read the whole code again. And for that, we have this agents.md file where we add all of the instructions. So it always reads that agents.md file. But what if you could solve this memory problem? What if you could give the persistent memory to your Claude code so it does not have to read all of these code-based, these agents.md file, and it just remembers everything all the time? In this video, we will learn how to install Claude Mem. So that's basically an open source GitHub repository, a tool through which you can give persistent memory to Claude code. So no matter you shut down your laptop, no matter you close the session, it will keep remembering, and all of that memory will be saved in localhost. It's not going to go to any cloud. It will be completely private, installed on your localhost. So let's start installing that. So guys, that's the code of the website which I have created using Claude, and this is basically the website for the MCP plugin, which again is also created by Claude Code. Do check out if you want to check out. It's basically a plugin to connect your WordPress website to Claude and all of these other coding AI agents. But let's move on to Claude Mem, because we are adding memory to Claude Code, right? And this is the website which is, for example, I'm going to use. So let's open up the CLI and I'm going to start Claude here. And now if I make any of the code change and I close the session, it will not remember that what was the last changes with it. Now, in order to solve the problem, we need to install this Claude Mem, and I'm going to install it by using npx command. So if you go to this GitHub repository, I'll add the link in the YouTube video description. You can find that out, or you can simply Google Claude Mem and you will find this GitHub repository. Now, if you want to install, you can see that we have this one single command. And if I just click on this copy and then go to the new CLI and add this command, it is going to install Claude Mem. And here you say you want to proceed. I'm going to say yes and then hit enter. Okay guys, the Claude Mem is installed. Here you can see that plugin registered okay, and it asks few questions, and the plugin version is Claude Mem 13.12.4, right? Now I'm gonna go to the other instance of my terminal, start the Claude by adding the command Claude, and now you can see that it shows me that it is now saving the memory using the Claude Mem, and we can see the live observation of what it's saving from this local host. So if I open up this local host on the browser, you can see that it's saving all of the memory and it's showing that what it is saving. Now I'm going to test it with the basic thing. So let's say my name is Bilal and I like blue color. Save it, please. Hit enter. And it's now writing the memory, right? And if I go to the local host, you can see that it's showing that what is the prompt I'm giving, and it's also saving and learning it from the prompts which I'm giving using the Claude CLI. And it is going to save a lot of tokens as well. So if you are using it for big repos and you don't want to read the whole code base again and again, it will help you reduce the token usage and token cost. Also, you should be using the agents.md and Claude.md file to give the better context. And in that agents.md file, you should mention that all AI agents must read this file and this other file, which is changelog.md. So if I change everything in anything in my code base, it will save that in the changelog.md. But this plugin is also really helpful, and it is going to save the session memory. So now if I exit it out, I'm going to exit this and restart the Claude again. And now if I ask which color do I like, it is going to answer me the question. We can see that it answered me this question. It is not saved in my code base. The code base is related to the website, which is related to MCV, but it is all saving in the locally using the Claude Mem. So that's how you can have the persistent memory of Claude, and you can use it to save the token cost and create a context which is persistently save in Claude sessions. But there is one warning that there is a security glitch. So if you go to this issue 1251 in the Claude Mem GitHub repository, you can see that there is a critical vulnerability where when you're using this plugin, it may expose your data to some external cloud or anything like that. So your data might not be safe when using this plugin. So now I'm going to tell you how you can uninstall that if you don't want to keep that. Obviously, if you want to have this memory thing, which is going to save your token cost, and if you're working on a project which is not really sensitive, you should definitely use it, which will save the token cost. But if there is something which is enterprise level privacy or something like that, you should not be using that. I'm going to add the link of this issue in the YouTube video description, or you can simply Google that out by going to this GitHub repository. Now let's uninstall the plugin which we installed. So guys, in order to uninstall Claude Mem, all you have to do is just add in npx Claude Mem and then uninstall. That's the command which you want to add it. By the way, before using the Claude, you might have added Node already. Node is required for that. Okay, now let's hit enter. And now I'm seeing that. Are you sure you want to uninstall Claude Mem? I'm going to say yes. And here we go. Our Claude Mem has been installed. Now we're going to verify that. So let's go back to Claude. I'm going to exit this Claude session and then restart Claude. And now you can see that we are not seeing the Claude Mem things which we were seeing. Now, if I go to /plugins and see the installed one, we don't have Claude Mem plugin installed, right? So these are some other plugins which we have installed, but we are not seeing the Claude Mem installed. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you want to learn more about Claude. I've created multiple tutorials related to Claude. You will find the link in the description, or you will find the playlist link somewhere around the screen. That's it for this video. Until next video, have a great day.